Howdy Moto Nerds, welcome back to the Handbuilt Show 2018 live stream brought to you by Progressive. I'm here today with
Detroit. Everyone knows me as Detroit because I'm from Detroit.
We're here to talk about his lovely custom Triumph.
Yes.
So first of all, this is a really cool, unique custom Triumph. I've never seen anything quite like it.
Yes.
Tell me about your inspiration for this bike.
Well, the key was I'm a collector, collect a lot of pre-1930 bikes. Got Hendersons, Indian 4s, and Night Cycle kept seeing me around and said, hey, if you're a collector, let's do something custom for you.
So Night Cycle's built the bike for you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now, most people get fitted for a suit.
Yeah.
On this one, I got fitted for a motorcycle.
That's super rad.
Absolutely.
We try and do that as well, fit our clients to the bikes.
I like it.
Yeah, and so you've had a lot of influence in the inspiration and the design on this bike. That's correct, right?
Yes, and when I say influence, Patrick out of Night Cycles kept seeing some of my bikes around and said something like, trust me, and I'm kind of from Detroit, so that was hard to do.
Midwesterners. I grew up in Michigan. Midwesterners are a little slow to trust sometimes.
So you understand, so we keep looking over our shoulder, got to do with the Midwest.
So specifically, I know there's one bike that really influenced the shape of this bike. Can you tell me about that bike?
Well, that's that Brough Superior.
Yeah.
SS80. George
SS80.
Brough was a genius. And so the layout, the design, and to walk in here at the Handbuilt and to see a Brough SS80, that tear that was in my eye was real.
Stoked. I was there when you dropped the bike off.
I had it bad,
yeah.
Absolutely.
For those of you that don't know, Brough Superior, built by George Brough.
Absolutely.
What years?
24, even though there's a picture of him and they say it's 22. And so we can debate that later through, I want to say 36?
Late 30s, yeah.
Late 30s, all right.
Amazing bikes. George's claim were that they were the Rolls Royce of motorcycles.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we can see that influence in the tank, the long lines of the bike. And I think this bike has some really great details. You want to tell us about some of those details, Detroit?
Well, the setup was, when you start talking about the girder front end, wanted to keep a specific look to it. A lot of people would do a center stand, make sure it had a European rear stand. Again, Night Cycles knew exactly what they were doing. They, as corny as it may look, the oldest part on here is from the late 1800s. This came off of a wood-burning stove.
That's pretty rad.
But the balance of the bike, so when you're talking about hand-built bikes, Night Cycle made sure that not only a piece of art, but it was really balanced. A lot of folks the whole weekend have been saying, what was the frame? These were all straight tubes, cold bent. I mean, unbelievable job.
And I'm assuming the girder was built from scratch as well?
Girder was built from scratch. It's easier to say what wasn't built.
Yeah.
Tires, motor, Packard headlight, 1910 bicycle, shifter, grips, everything else hand-built.
And what year is the motor?
The motor's a 1969.
Nice. And I see for all of you, you probably can't see it on this side, but it has a hydraulic disc brake on the back. So you know, just by seeing that this bike is capable of being ridden, and probably ridden pretty fast.
Ridden pretty fast, and at some point I may wish I had a front brake, but for right now, we're just going to go with the rear.
Can you tell me about some of your other bikes, Detroit?
Absolutely. Currently working on a 1925 Henderson, looking to set that up with a dual carburetor. Building the wife, a 1929 Indian 4.
That's really cool.
Thank you. I race a 1926 Harley single pea shooter.
Okay. Where do you primarily race that?
Well, that's the race of gentlemen.
Okay.
We go back in time. I've raced in Jersey and raced in Pismo. Let me back up. Crashed in Pismo. Some about not getting a chance to run out on the beach.
Well, I was talking about one of my crashes earlier today, so, it happens.
Well, you know the rule. It's not will you go down, it's when.
Exactly.
Mine was on sand, so I chalked that up. I'm finished. That's it for going down on the ground.
Well, excellent. This is I'm super glad you brought it out.
Absolutely.
I think it's definitely one of my favorite bikes in the show.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Appreciate
yeah.
it.
I'd love to ride it.
Hey, the show will be over shortly. The key will be there. You are from the Midwest. You got to bring it back, however.
All right,
I'm sorry.
all right.
Bad shout out to Detroit.
Well, thank you very much, Detroit. Appreciate
Absolutely.
you having here. We really appreciate you making the trip down. I know it's a long trip. You know, I say it to all the builders every time. You know, if y'all didn't bring the bikes out and show them, we wouldn't have the show. You know, and then the people coming out wouldn't be able to see, you know, this rad stuff. So we really appreciate you bringing it out and riding it and not hiding it.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.